fight, and that the war would be won. He said the best strategy in fighting corruption is to bring everybody on board, and therefore called on every Nigerian to join the fight, as the government alone cannot achieve the desired success. Boss Mustapha, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, in his remark at the event, said some civil servants collude with contractors to subvert the rules of the Act. He said the federal government has given a directive to the anti-graft agencies in order to fish out public officers who go against the Public Procurement Act 2007 with the hope of punishing those found wanting. Mustapha, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary for General Services in the Office of the SGF, Olusegun Adekunle, vowed that any CEO found to have conspired with contractors to sideline the procurement process and procedures contrary to the Act would be dealt with.
It might interest you to know that ICPC and EFCC, as you have heard earlier, are currently investigating cases of infraction against the Public Procurement Act, provisions of the Public Procurement Act 2007.
Finances set up by the state, Aminu Bello Masari. The witness also explained monies belonging to the local governments should legally be distributed. He also revealed that his investigation revealed that between 2007 and 2015, when Shema was governor, the JAG committee did not meet even once as provided by the law. The witness was, however, cut short. Also representing the third accused person, who argued that the witness cannot give oral evidence on a written document. He said since there is an investigation report already documented, such reports should be tendered before anyone who gives evidence about it. In view of the objection, the prosecution counsel asked the court for adjournment to enable him provide the report to the court. The case had been adjourned to 30th May 2018 for continuation of trial.
And that is all we have for you from the Court Updates segment this week. Please keep a date with us next week as we bring you fresh stories emerging from trials and prosecution of corruption offenders. My name is Aisha Muhammad. Please be part of the ongoing fight against corruption. Have a good evening and bye-bye.
Thank you, Aisha. And with that, we'll wrap it up on this week's edition of the program, The Eagle. Please don't forget to send your feedback to us via The Eagle at efccnigeria.org or follow us on Twitter at officialefcc. Like our page on facebook.com/officialefcc. And to watch our programs and other activities, please log on to youtube.com/officialefcc. And of course, we're also on Instagram. My name is Aisha Gambari, hoping to see you next time. God bless Nigeria, and thank you for watching.
Open your full tank.
Hold on, please. Let me calm down.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Hope you've wrapped up your meeting.
Oh, Oga, we no longer tamper with our fuel dispense meter because it is cheating and corruption. I will always sell fuel to all customers at the correct amount because change begins.
Nice one.
Yes, sir. How much, Oga?
Fill up.
This message is brought to you by the National Orientation Agency in conjunction with the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
We are Nigerians. We are one people. God made us united in our diversity. Uncle Sue, they say that I'm daydreaming. Musician life is no easy. I wanna become a big star. I'm tired of dreaming of where I want to be, of where I want to go. Uncle Sue, you talk, say you go help me. You say if I believe, I go make her more, I go make her more. I am ready to take over the world. Red my wings to fly away. One day, they gonna know my name. Uncle Zuru, I'm Uncle Zuru lyric. Say if I
by the year 2050, there will be more plastic in the ocean than fish.
Guests said President Muhammadu Buhari's presentation at the summit was well received. Serafina Okon, NTA News.
Nigerians in the United States of America have put in place a credit union to fund investments that would enhance the country's development. The union was inaugurated by Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, Emir of Kano, at the first U.S.-Nigeria Investment Summit in Washington, D.C., where he called on government officials to show more vigor in attracting foreign investors. Lee Katung Babatunde has details.
The Nigerian government has been keen on building a globally competitive economy with the much-needed resources and infrastructure to back it up after it emerged from a recession over a year ago. It is said that 1 in every 4 black persons is a Nigerian, and a large proportion of them are spread across the globe. Making Nigeria conducive for business is a necessity for the diaspora gathered here to rub minds with investors from other nations. The first ever summit did not get the expected takeoff.
We need to just look at those kinds of things that investors look at and have a very honest conversation, sector by sector, region by region, state by state. What do we need to do to make those areas attractive?
So the credit union is meant to harness the resources of the diasporas, and will apply it in a better way than doing it individually.
This is the time for us to invest in our country, because there is nowhere today that you can invest and make money like our own country.
The Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, ERGP, is gaining global support, and the summit availed Nigerian institutions with the opportunity to source for investors for the ambitious target, which aims to diversify the economy and create more opportunities for growth.
We have stabilized our political space, and we think we can build on that for greater good of our people and the world in general. So this is the time for people to look the way of Africa and the way of Nigeria, so that jointly we can make meaningful contributions to society.
Majorly, we are looking at the area of technology transfer, as the number of farmers that are being covered by Bank of Agriculture increases. For us to automate our process. We are also looking at variety of inputs.
They're talking about pragmatic issues. They're not getting preoccupied with complaints or policy issues, and they're looking at B2B, business to business, and B2G, business to government transactions. So I find that this one is much more effective and robust than the typical Africa or Nigeria business conference.
Because most of the youth, it's not that they don't have something to do. Yet they have something to do, but they need support. How do you support them?
The summit is tagged Nigeria is open for business, and the Nigerian Embassy in Washington intends to make it an annual investment event. Leah Kateng Babatunde, NTA News.
The federal government says the international community is supportive of steps it is taking to ensure the realization of the objectives of Nigeria's Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, ERGP. Minister of Budget and National Planning, Senator Udoma at the World Bank, International Monetary Fund, IMF spring meetings in Washington, D.C. also disclosed that the 2018 budget will soon be passed. Again, Lee Katung Babatunde completes the story.
It's more than a year since the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, ERGP, was launched. Nigeria's medium-term plan that aims to drive holistic national development. With 2 years before the end of its targeted lifespan, Minister of Budget and Planning, Udoma is confident Nigeria will attain 7% growth by the year 2020. With the focus labs ongoing, the minister said the results will be made public in the next 2 weeks. a good signal to some investors whom he said had met with the government's delegation at the spring meetings and have expressed interest in the country's agriculture and transportation sectors.
One, there's a lot of interest in Nigeria. Two, there's a lot of support for Nigeria. Three, they acknowledge the positive developments that are going on, and they acknowledge that we're on the right track. We just need to accelerate a bit on some of our measures.
With the second quarter on the way, the Director General Budget Office of the Federation, Ben Akabuizi, says steps are being taken to reduce high level of recurrent
And that's NTA Nationwide this Monday. Thank you indeed for watching. My name is Kenem Imma Aburike. Bye for now.
NTA2Lagos Network Center. United States of Nigeria, Shani Lagos, Sheraye. Ìràwọ̀ Èkó kò ní wọ̀ lóko, òṣùpá ẹ̀ kò ní wọ̀ láàdì. Ìbá ọlọ́run ọba ìbá ènìyàn, ọmọ olúwa máa ṣe kókó jẹ́ fún wa o. This is my Lagos. This is my Lagos. This is my Lagos. I said this is my Lagos. Èkó mọ̀ ń lọ òbèdè lórí omi. Àlékò mọ̀ ń lọ òbèdè lórí omi o. Mo rí bàbá mẹ́tàlá kéèrè. Mo ń ṣe gúdú mọ́ ní Sàmú báńkì wọn. Àṣàwọn welcome to Lagos mo bẹ́ẹ̀rí fún aláṣọ funfun mẹ́ta kì í sọ̀rọ̀. Islanders mi ò jẹ́ kó yóò yí kéré. Gbogbo ọmọ Èkó mi ò jẹ́ kó yóò yí kéré. Èèyàn tó kọ́yọ̀ ọmọ Èkó kéré rárá. Onítọ̀hún àjẹyọ̀ ẹlẹ́yẹ kò rà ó. Tọ̀hún àjẹyọ̀ ẹlẹ́yẹ kò rà ó. àwọn mi sálẹ̀ gbẹ̀lẹ̀gbẹ̀ èkó lẹ́lẹ́jà tútù ẹ̀yìn lẹ́lẹ́jà ọ̀gbọ̀kún ẹ̀yìn lẹ́la kan akọ̀tún kàkàrà nù. Ìtẹ̀síwájú èkó là fẹ́. This is my religion. Èkó ìkó ẹ lọ. This is my religion.